Hello and welcome to Pattern Making with Let Morris. We're carrying on with the pattern for this dress. We'll be doing the sleeve section now, the sleeve, undersleeve. Once we've done the sleeve, that is the completion of this dress, and I hope you'll enjoy watching and you'll be able to make the pattern for something like this. You can use different section of this on another style, but at least you would know how to go about it. So here we go. We're going to carry on with the sleeve. It's a straight sleeve under the frill, and it's also got a frill. As you can see, it's a frilly dress. Frills at the bottom, on the bottom of the sleeves and around there. So this is how we create it. Once again, we start off with your sleeve block. You mark around your block, and once you mark around the sleeve blocks, transferred all your details on, you can put your block away. And once your block's away, you can put on your style features. And here I've got the line for where I want the cuff, the frill, cuff frill of the sleeve to be, and I'm going to transfer this section off, which I've done here, and this is my draft, and I've transferred this section here at the top onto the paper underneath. So you mark around and you transfer that off, and you've got it here. And I've already pre-marked on the seam allowance, centimetre up the side, seam allowance on the bottom, around the head you've got your notches in back and front, and you've got your grain line on. So this part now is ready for cutting out. So we're going to cut two of those, and that is the sleeve. Okay, so once we cut out that section, now we're not going to cut this section here, because this section is this section here. So I'm just going to show you how we do the frill for the bottom of the sleeve. So once we've done all of that, I've pre-done that so that you know that we start off from the block. So you then cut out this is your first pattern piece. You cut that out, follow the seam lines along there. You go up the side as per usual, because you added all your seam allowance on, and you just cut out the rest of it. You know, you've got your seam allowance on here, and you make sure you check that the sleeve head fits into your body and you've got the notches in the right place. I hope you know how to check that in. So, but I'll just roughly go over that with you so that you know how to check your sleeve armhole in the head to fit into the armhole, the head of the sleeve to fit in the armhole, right? But I'll show you that at the end after we've made the bottom bits of the sleeve. So that's your draft. We don't cut that up, and we've done this section here, which is this, and we're going to be doing the bottom section now. Okay, so we can put that away. I've traced it off here, so I'm just going to cut it out and then just show you how we arrive at the frill for the bottom of the sleeve. So this, again, it depends on how deep you want the frill to be, and you measure that up from the bottom of your sleeve. So after you decide how you can take it higher up if you want to there, but it just depends on you. I want it to be there. So I marked it off and I've cut that out now. So I'm just going to show you. Once again, we're going to slash and spread this method. This sleeve is a slash and spread method. So once again, I always divide it up. So I'm going to put a slash line there and a slash line here. And this is your center. Okay, so I'm going to create a line on my new paper for my center, and I'm going to slash up on those lines from the bottom up, but I'm not going to cut it all the way through on these little space here. There's another way you can make it if you want to do a full circle or a half circle, but I don't want it to be too full, so I'm going to use this method. Once again, you can make sure that's secured on your paper with sellotape or a pin or a weight. I use a prick stick, and I make sure that center is on my line that I've drawn, so I've got room to manipulate my pattern. So I'm going to open these the same amount all the way, okay, whatever amount that I open it as far as it would let you go as you push it, right? So mine is taking me to there, so I don't want to go any further, so I just mark the bottom of that, little bit of bottom of that, let's push it out, bottom of that, and the bit of there and the top of there. And then I come along here. Don't worry if it's broken. We're going to make smooth lines. Okay, so up to that point there. And then I'm going to come round the other side. You can sellotape it so you can, or you measure it. You see how much you've opened it out here. And you're going to open it out the same amount on this side, so it's even. Okay, so you open out as far as you can go. Okay, so it's the same as on the other side. You measure it, and once you get that measure, you stop, and then you mark around along to there and along that bit, and then you come across the bottom a bit like that and a bit along there. Okay, so once you've got that, you can take your pattern piece away, and then you can curve up your lines to how you want it, and you take those off. You sellotape, I take them off, and then we're just going to make nice smooth lines all the way around. You can see where it's come to a corner there and a corner there. We don't want corners, so we're just going to round it round. So first of all, I'm going to straighten up this line here that I've got, and straighten up this one like that, and then I'm going to just curve that round from there, get a nice curve back into there, and then from there I'm going to come along and back into there, so I've got a nice curve. So you can use your curve to do that if you can't do it steadily. And here where this corner, I just curve it, and where's this corner, I curve it around back into there. And then I have to check to make sure that this line here, this curve, fits onto this straight line. So you measure whatever this straight line is, and you measure around that curve, and it should be the same. Okay, so whatever that is on the straight, you can measure it with a tape measure. If you measure the straight with the ruler, and then you, with your tape measure, you go on the round to get it. So because you can't bend your ruler, but you can bend the tape measure. So from your, eliminate the seam, and whatever it is, you then get the same distance all the way round. Okay, and you measure it on the curve now, on the round, and wherever it is, you get it. It might be a little bit out, and you need a little bit more or a little bit less. And if you need a little bit more, you just come out a little bit and bring that back into there, and a little bit more, bring that back into there. Okay, so that's how we know that that would fit back onto our straight sleeve at the bottom here, right? So you measure that, whatever that is, you have to get the same amount back into your curve here, right? So we're going to measure that and make sure that that fits back into there, right? So if I just do that again and hope that you can see, we measure round and round, and we know that that should fit into there. And then once you've got that, all you have to do is just get a nice curve into there. Curve that round. Get a nice curve into there. Back round. You can use your curve, or you can curve it yourself. Back into there. And once you're happy with that curve, you can rub out the lines that's broken and just deal with your curve lines. Okay, so that's how it is. You get a nice curve round into there like that, and you follow that round, and then you do the same thing on the bottom. You get a nice curve round the bottom of the outer edge, and then you just add your seam allowance on. So you'll have a centimetre on that side, so that will be your side seam, and you have the centimetre inside to stitch onto your sleeve, centimetre in there, follow that round, and then you have a centimetre on the outer edge here, and you do centimetre on the bottom, and this line you use it as your grain line here, and we do a centimetre around the bottom. And once again, if you've got super locking machine, you can just super lock the edges, and that is your cuff, and we're going to cut 2 of those, and once that is put back onto the straight edge, it will just flute. So that is the cuff, and you can cut out your cuff, and you've got your sleeve all ready. And so you can use that line as your grain line, as well as you can use the other line going the opposite way. What depends, again, as I'd say, how it fits in your costing on your fabric when you do it, when you lay it in on your fabric. But hopefully I will just lay out all the pieces, because this dress has got quite a few pieces to it. And you see, sometimes when you design a dress, you can use some of the features that you've got on your design for another dress, just change it up. You know you can be so creative when you're able to create your pattern. So that is the cuff, and that sits into there, so that will machine onto there like that, and it will flute once it's going back onto there and it's dropped down. That's paper, so you can't see the fluting as much as if when you go for fabric. Now, if you want more fullness in this, you can use this same pattern piece, slash it, open it out some more, and it begins to get into a circle or a half a circle. So it gives you more fullness at the bottom of the sleeve. But because I don't want it too full, I've just opened it out as far as it would let me on the first bit that we did. But if you look at it and you think that's not full enough for you, all you do is just put another slash line either side of the grain line, and then open it out some more, and then you'll see the lines are broken, but what you need to do is to get a smooth line in there, smooth it round, check that the seam allowance fits, or the seam rather fits onto your straight seam, that's seam that you've got on your sleeve. That's very important, because there's no point in you open it out and then you just curve it and fill it in, and then when you cut out it doesn't fit onto here. It's got to fit. So before you cut out your pattern piece, you measure, you check to see that that would fit back onto your pattern. And don't forget to put your notches in the back, the front, and the center of your sleeve. So that is the sleeve of your dress pattern that you're doing. You can create a different sleeve to fit into this dress if you're not happy with that sleeve, if you want something different. But basically that's how you go about it. You start with your block and you create your features that you want on your design. So that is completing the dress, and I hope that you will find that interesting and you're able to create your own, or from this you can create something as long as you've got your blocks. You know, it's no point you sort of go in and say you're going to cut it out in the fabric and get all these parts and it'll fit. I can guarantee you won't get a fit, a clean fit, as you should do. Only when you've got a block and your block fits your measurement, you've made it and you've checked it out, you know that that block fits you, whether you're doing it for yourself or you're doing it for a customer or you're doing it for a friend. It's so important that you have a good fit from your blocks. So you can create from your blocks, and it's very artistic, very true. You know, it gives you a sense of achievement when you've done it. So there you go. These are all your pattern pieces that you've got. I've just laid them out so that you can see. You've got your side, your center front, your side front. You need 2 of those, one for this side, and then if you cut 2, the other one goes on that side. So you've got 1 piece, but it says cut 2. You've got 1 panel because you only need 1 front panel. You've got 1 back, you need 2 backs. So that is your back, and that is your side back, your center back and your side back, your center front, your side front. You've got your bottom frill at the front. You've got your bottom frill for the back. You've got your bottom frill for the back. You've got your sleeve. You've got your sleeves. I'll just put your sleeves up there. And you've got your sleeve bottom over there. And you've got this piece here is your frill that goes over the shoulder. So there we go. That's your frill that goes over the shoulder. Turn it up that way. Goes on there, and you lay out. You've got your facings. You've got your front facing here, which you open out like that. And then you've got 2 of these little ones for your back. You need to cut 2 of those for the back. So these are all the pattern pieces that you need for this beautiful dress. So I hope that you'll find that interesting and you're able to follow. And once again, I say, if you can't follow it and you did not follow it and you'd like some more help, please message me and share. Somebody out there wants to know in this time they might be stuck and don't know what to do. They can look at these and then start to create for themselves. So don't forget to subscribe. And once again, I want to thank you for watching wherever you are, whether it's morning, afternoon or evening. Have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed day. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.